up, y'all? Welcome back to Sweet and Savory Barbecue. I'm your host, Jamie Trader. Hunting season is well underway in most parts of the country, so today we're going to be knocking out a little venison backstrap skewers on our Weber kettle. Let's get started. So for this recipe, we're going to go with a teriyaki flavor. So we've got a piece of backstrap here. We're going to cut this into some chunks. I'm going to start, probably just cut this in about thirds. That looks pretty good. And then we're just going to come back and cut this into little, bite-sized portions. Some may be a little smaller, that's okay. But you want to try to get them as equal as you can. Now that we've got this cut up, we're going to get them in our marinade. So we've got a gallon bag here. We're just going to take our backstrap, put it in the bag. So we've got our teriyaki marinade. This is just a store-bought one. Feel free to make your own if you like. I think this one's pretty good. Get it at the local grocery store. Just pour it in there. We had about a half a cup. Seal the bag down, get all the air out, and make sure you get that marinade coated all over that backstrap. We're going to put this in the fridge for at least 2 hours. If you can go up to 4 or even overnight, it wouldn't hurt it at all. So we've had this backstrap marinating for the last couple hours. We've got some wooden skewers here. We've soaked them in water, help them from burning up quite so bad. And we're just going to skewer this meat on here. Put as much or as little as you like. You're probably going to get 3 or so per skewer. There's one. I'll get the rest of these skewered up and we'll come back, throw a little seasoning on them. Now that we've got this deer meat on our wooden skewers, we're going to get a little seasoning on them. I'm using some Killer Hogs TX Brisket Rub. It's a good dose of salt and pepper. You can use just straight salt and pepper if you want, but I really like this blend. We're not going to go real heavy. Our marinade's got a lot of salt in it, so we're just trying to get some flavor. Make sure you get all the sides. We're going to let this hang out here while we get our Weber kettle going. To get our Weber kettle going, we've got some royal oak lump charcoal. We've got a tumbleweed. Just place the tumbleweed down, light it, put the charcoal over the top. As soon as that ash is over, you start to see some flames kick up. We'll go ahead and dump that out in the bottom of our kettle. We'll put some unlit on top of it, and that'll let our temps get nice and high to sear off this deer meat. We've got some flames starting to come up over our charcoal. That's my cue to go ahead and get this dumped out. We're going to set up a 2-zone fire. We've got our lit charcoal down. We've got about a quarter of a chimney or so of unlit. We're just going to pour that right on top. Then I've got a piece of oak wood here. We're just going to put that on there for a little bit of flavoring. We're going to get our grate in place and go ahead and put our lid on. We've got our vents wide open on the bottom and the top. Let this charcoal grill get nice and hot. So our charcoal is good and hot. Let's go ahead and get these skewers on here. Just got to watch them real careful. Don't want to overcook them. We're going to flip these every minute or so. That way we make sure that we don't overcook them and that they don't get too charry on the sides. If we need to, we'll move them over here to this cool zone. But we're going to leave the lid open and let them get nice and charred up. We went ahead and closed our lid. That way our flames didn't get too big. We'll go ahead and give these guys a flip. Some good color. That won't come off. That's all right. We want to keep a really close eye on these internal temperatures. We're shooting for about 122. Still got a little ways to go. Get our lid back on, keep letting them cook. So it's been about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and come in here one more time. Still looking pretty good, getting some nice color. Turn them over, or move this guy over, he's got enough color. So let them keep cooking. We're gonna open up this grill, check a couple of them. Been about 5 minutes. That one's done. Move him over, we'll get him to the cutting board. Done on that one. Let's check the rest of these. Let's get this guy. Yep, they're done. I'm gonna call these 5 minutes. These backstrap skewers are done. So we've got a teriyaki sauce mixed up. We're just gonna brush it over these backstrap skewers. Give us a nice sweet flavor. I'll leave the recipe for this down in the description and on the screen. Sure we get all of them there. A little bit of sesame seed. And that's what I call teriyaki backstrap skewers. Before we try it, a quick recap of what we did. We started out with a piece of backstrap, just cut it down into bite-sized pieces and marinated it in a teriyaki marinade. I just got it from the store. You're more than welcome to make your own if you'd like. We let that go for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. It wouldn't hurt to go overnight. Just got to watch the salt that you put on it the next day. Let that hang out. We got it seasoned up with some TX brisket rub from How to Barbecue Right. You can use salt and pepper if you want, but that's a really good rub. You should give it a try. Got them out on our Weber kettle, high heat. Seared them off till we got to 122 internal. Brought them off the grill. Glazed them up with our teriyaki sauce. Hit them with a little sesame seeds, and they're ready to eat. You don't have to let them rest long at all. They're pretty much ready to go right off the grill. Let's go ahead and get one of these here. Off of here. Oh man. Tender, perfectly cooked. That teriyaki sauce is awesome on deer. If you like an Asian twist on any kind of food, this is really good. That TX brisket rub is excellent. Not gamey at all. I know that's a lot of people's fear when it comes to cooking wild game, venison, and all that kind of stuff. Key to that is don't take it over medium rare. Medium at the very highest is as far as I would go on a piece of venison. Thank you for checking out this week's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And watch the next one we got picked out for you, and we'll see you next time.